Now I'm going to look if I can find myself here. Yes. Oh. Do I have the sound off? Yes, I have the sound off. Hello, Patricia, Femke, Sylvia, Eivor from Sweden. Hello, Linda. Hello, Doris, Cindy, Sandra, Ingrid. Hi, Annemieke, Angelique. Hello, everyone. Is the light okay for you? Because I'm a little bit in the dark here, but I think the light is better for you if I'm in the dark. I'm going to see if I can split my... Yes. Hello, Terry. Hello, Patricia, Tina, Renee, Mina, Celine. Thank you, Celine. Light is good. Thank you, Ingrid. Hello, Anita. Jona. Wilma. Hello, hello. I wait a little bit. I see from Maryland. Yvonne. Jackie. Lisanne. Oh, too much to call all your names. It's going really fast. And I have a new tablet where I can look on, but I see myself therein too much. It's a shiny thingy. Just on time home from visiting my husband. Is your husband in the hospital, Jonah? Hello, Barbara, Vanessa, Carrie. Joe, Kendra, Michelle, hi Michelle. I think I'm going to put this on a big screen. I can read. Thank you, Deborah. Yes, I'm going to do some vintaging things. And I think I'm going to start because I have much to do. I have it in my head. I did not prepare anything, so I did not make a sample in front. So I hope it's all coming out as I have it in my head. And I have a lot. I have from all the designers, except from Josette, sorry Josette, I have cutouts. So I have cut out from the Everyday Elements from Annette. I have cut out from Angelica, the Wildflowers one. I have cut out from Esther, from the Planners and the Sidekicks. And I have cut out from the Art Journal Special. So I did my best to combine a lot of different designers. Hello to everyone who's coming in right now. And I think I'm going to start with the messy part, so I have to need this. This I lay aside. And what I'm going to do, make messy, this one, this one, and 2 flowers. Because I prepare some things already, because otherwise it's too much for 1 hour. So this can go aside for a while. And I take, this is just a sheet from a magnet sheet. The back of a magnet sheet, and I keep them for myself to do messy things on it. I have here 2 tags. These are from the Planners. I have this die cut is from the Sidekick. You have also in that same set one for the Planner, but I use it for the Sidekick. And I have 4 ATC cards already, and I did these the crunchy thing already, but that I can do later also. And I have 2 flowers because I made 2 flowers already, and I have a piece of seam binding ribbon, and I'm going to use my frayed burlap and the regular ink from Distress, and I'm going to put some on my sheet. I need a lot. I think I must do it more than once, but spritz a little bit of the water, and I start with just, and I lay it aside. Then I do the tag also. I want it a little bit dirty. Must be a little bit dirty, and I hope you see it. That's one. I hope I have enough for the second one. Take all the ink off, but I don't have enough. Where is he? I want some more, so this is a little bit more, and this is the frayed burlap, so this one is go aside also. And then I do the 4 ATC cards also. Just pick up some of that ink, just to make it a little bit old. And the paper I use is from the Reminiscence books, the 6. No, I need some more. Yeah, I love that ink smooching technique also, Belinda. Oh, it is a little bit messy, but okay. So, see, a little bit more. I do all 4 ATC cards, and I think I have not enough for my flowers, but maybe so. Then I do also the florals, and the florals are oh, I cannot come on the name. The paper from Elizabeth Crafts and the soft finish cardstock. Is this enough? I want some more. Yes. This is not enough. Only for 1 flower. Do I need more for 1 flower? Yes, I need a little bit more. I thought later that I had maybe must include something from Musette also. Then I had all the designers, but I didn't think about that. So, and I clean this really quick. See, it's always handy to save these kind of things. Where did I put it? Now I must look if it's dry, but I think not. I'm going to start with the labels, so I'm going to dry them a little bit, so I'm going to make a noise. Now the rest I wait a little bit, maybe they dry fast enough for me. And I'm going to put some stamps on it. I have already the stamps on my acrylic block. And I have also one for the florals, but I use it also for the labels. And this time I'm going to use the frayed burlap, but then the oxide. So not the regular ink, but the oxide. And if you want a clear stamp, then you put your stamping mat under it, or you use your stamping platform. But I don't mind if it's not clear stamp, so I don't look. I only want it a little bit straight, so I lay them on my desk. So maybe one here, so that's one, and the other one I do. See, this is not the whole stamp, but I don't mind, because that gives it a vintage look. And I clean it a little bit. I have used the new distress color. I find it really dark, or I only stamped with it. I only stamped with it the flower. You see it later. But that's the only thing I did with the new color, so I cannot give you a great opinion about that, because I didn't use it a lot. I have another set. Do I? Because it's wet, it's not flat anymore. So and some in the corner here. That's one. And you can use a lot of the stamps. You can use more stamps. You can use lesser stamps. You can use all different stamps. So just what you like. But because I want a little bit quick today, otherwise I think I don't. Shall I do this one? So. Yes, and then I don't clean it because I use it also for the labels. This is for the florals. This is the floral centers and then the big ones, and I'm going to use it also on here. Just so don't use it only for your florals. You can also use it for your other stuff. Maybe some on the top. Yes, these two are ready. They can dry. Now these ready. I think I must clean my desk before I do something else. So a little bit. Making backgrounds, yes, making background. I love to do that. I do it not much. I love to do it also with paint. Making background with paint. Also do that. Shall I do this one also immediately? Yes, I think I can do that. Oh, not on. So maybe this one here. You see, I don't use the whole stamp on this ATC cards. Just a piece of it. And on different. So oh, this one I forgot. Oh, I used another stamp. That one. I want it a little bit straight. So yes, you see, this one is also not in the middle stamped. But my desk is a little bit bending, so but I don't care, because I don't want it to be nice. must not forget this one now. This one needs also a little bit stamping on it. Just a little bit because you don't see much. Hello, my line. Also the floral center. This one. And this one at the top. And a little bit at the bottom. Now I must clean my desk again. Or florals, you don't see it. You don't see it. I can use it first for the florals. This one is not dry. I will dry it a little bit. And you see, if you leave it drying at the air, you get these hard lines, and I like that. I hope you see it. Yes, you see a little bit of it. And these I also going to stamp. Oh. This one also. Don't think, just do. So. And now I have stamped that all. And then I want another flower center for in the flowers. Then I use the scored timber. I must look at the name because timber is always difficult names, I think. But I don't want to use the big one. I will use the middle one. For the florals. Oh, it's not handy that the light is shining in my tablet, but and it is dark brown, but it looks like black if you stamp with it. But more I didn't do with it, so I cannot say anything else about the scorched timber. But I saw some really nice things with it, so I think it's a really nice color. Now, this is all go aside for later. Oh, I forgot my ribbon. I forgot my ribbon. Where's my... I must color my ribbon also. See, I have a lot to do. I think I take the oxide this time because I don't find it dark enough, brown enough. The oxide gives it a little bit more. See? Now, I hope this can dry in the air. Wrinkle it a little bit. That's what I like about the seam binding. So, and I dry it in the air. Only must clean my fingers now. Then my space is full already. I'm going to score these ones at 1.5 centimeter. Correctly, yes, 1.5. And 0.5 centimeter. And that I do both. I don't know the inches, sorry. I'm not the inch person. So 1.5 and 0.5 inch of 0.5 centimeter. So. And I'm going to edge the edges with the fade bubble up, because I didn't do that with this one. Yes, mine is also, on my computer is also starting to freeze a little bit. I don't know what's wrong, but I think I cannot do anything about that. I'm sorry. Maybe refresh once. My tablet is doing well, but my computer is also freezing sometimes. Then I'm going to fold it, because I want this one also a little bit round. So. And then I'm going to fold this one, the 0.5 centimeter inside. And then I have my tape here. Could it be the weather? I don't know. I really don't know. And this is a tricky one, because I must put them together. And me and tape are not the best friends, I must say. If I do something like this. So I want to I hope I have it correctly. So I think it worked. Yes. And now I have four pieces, and I must measure them because I don't know it out of my head. These are, I think, 20 centimeters long and 9 centimeters wide. 4 times I fold them in the middle, And I'm going to tape them also. I did already. This is the tin paper from the reminiscence book. 6. So. Maybe I had done the tape before the live, but I forgot that. Come on. So. So. That's one. Yeah, the tag with me, a cute little book, yes. But it's not a little book, but it's going to be a ATC holder. You can also put, instead of ATCs, you can put photos in it later. But I say it again, it's in my head. I never made it before, so I hope it works. I don't know how late it is. Oh, I have more than a half hour left. I'm going to lay one side down. Yes, and then another one. Two, so pocket 2. And this one is go in the sidekick. When it's finished, I have a vintage sidekick. I call it my vintage sidekick. I have not done this month page, but try to do every month a vintage page in it. And the last one, and then there's coming to be the tricky one. I find it a tricky one, and I don't see the comments anymore because I'm so busy with this. But I see you are all chatting together, so I hope there were questions, that is someone there to help you, because I must really think what I'm doing. And I'm a little bit tired. We have a pup, and it's a stubborn pup, really stubborn pup. I love him, but he's really stubborn. So he gives me a lot of work. I say it's a dog, but sometimes he looks like a rabbit, so fast is he. And normally I have my pups doing not the messy things in the home in 2 weeks time, but this one is so stubborn. He does his piece outside and the other messy stuff inside, so I want this one. I thought, don't see it, or you don't see anything about it, but it's in my head. Now I must measure the. I think I'm going to take a pencil. Where are my pencils? Or I take another marker, also good. And I'm going to mark the middle of this. Am I in the camera? 4.5 is here, and 4.5 is here. I think I need only 2. Yeah, I do them all. Then I'm sure that I'm correct. So. Most of the time what I'm in my head, having in my head, that works, but sometimes, so I don't hope it's now that sometime. I have here the 1mm tape, I think. Straight. How do I do that? Some people can tear it, but I'm terrible in tear, so that's one. This is coming on there, so that's, and then I need this one. Yes, the first one. Opening must be on top, so look at that first. This one is not going open. Yes, this is also the top of it. Then I'm going to lay it straight to this one, and then I think I'm good. Okay, that's one. Then the other one. This top one, yes. I'm looking for sure. Oh, not moving anything. So, now I must, oh, this one also with tape. I made one long ago in my flip-flap book. Is it on the top? This is also on the top. So, now I have this fold. Can you see it? And here are the ATC cards coming in later. Now it's a tricky one, because it must be on the inside of here. Maybe I can. I'm guessing what the middle is, otherwise it takes too long. A little bit guessing is not bad also. Then the other side also. Loop nu 3 keer vast. I'm sorry, Stephanie, I cannot do anything about that. On my tablet it's going great, but I don't know what it is. I think it's a Facebook thing. Then I'm going to look. It's a little bit. This was not 9 centimeter, I think, or was it also 9 centimeter? Yes, it's also 9 centimeters, so I must put it straight on here, a little bit higher. Yes, that's one. Now the other one. I'm going to hold this one here. So now you have, I don't know how you call it, huh? I don't know how you call this. Take a nip of my drink because I'm very thirsty right now. Now this part is done. I lay this aside. Then I start with the ATCs. Yes, I start with this and later on the outside. I have a lot of die cuts already done from the Everyday Elements collection. These are done already, and these are all done with sanding paper from Tim Holtz. So this is for the labels right later on, and this is for the outside labels also. This one is not ready yet because I want to show to you how I did this, and I have a piece of paper here because where do I put them? Oh yeah, I put it here. I have 2 parts not done yet because I want to show to you how I did it. This one not, and this part for the label. I have my sanding tool here. This is also from Tim Holtz, and I sand sanding paper there where I want it to sand. So I don't think too much, I do. And then this one. And you see the difference. It gives a really vintage look. So. And then I'm going to use the frayed burlap again. I think there's enough on my sponge bending tool. I don't know if it's enough for this one also. And then you give the sanding pieces a little bit more color. It's not enough. and they look vintage then. I really like the sanding paper. I have also still the old ones, some. So this is going aside. This I must glue down together. I have all the colors. The sanding paper, yeah, I have all the colors also. I have also the big ones still. Not all, but I have a lot of colors still here. These are the newer ones. I'm going to look. I think it must be this way. Yes. And I only put glue on the middle part of the floral. Then I have this part I want here. And I did them in 2 different colors. Lighter one and a little bit a greener one. And this is another color. This is a darker color. So I'm going to take my ATC cards. And this top, this is way, and I must have my cutting tool because I want these doilies in half. So I must cut them this half, or is this not half? I think this is sort of a half. So, and the other one also. Now I'm going to look. This one I like this way. I do make them one by one, I think. ATC cards that must be inside the frame, so nothing must come out. I don't trade my ATC cards, so doesn't matter for me, but this flower here. So, and then I have here the sayings: thankful, love, happy and sweet. And I think I take one. Happy? Yes. I never think about using half the circle, such a good look. Ah. Then you did learn a little bit from me, Belinda. So. I want them a little bit more color on the edges. Maybe I should do the oxides. No, because I have no tool for the oxide here. So I must do the regular ink. I try to make it a little bit more wet. And I forgot to stamp and cut out the back of my ATC cards, because I have also a stamp and die cutting with where you can put your name on and the date when you made the ATC cards. So that I forgot, sorry, but I think you know. what I mean. Shall I do this one on this side? Yes. But I do not trade my ATC. I sometimes give one away, but I don't trade, so. Come on. And then I want this piece, and I think one of the swirls. Shall I put it on here? I think I have not enough time. I have enough time, but in the hour I think not. I'm going to stay down. Going to make it, and I prepared a lot in front, but not enough, I think. Love the sound of inking the paper. I want a little bit in the middle. And then press it down a little bit harder, because otherwise it doesn't stack. And then I want, I think, the sweet, yes, the sweet. Doesn't matter which one you use, because more. I think I'm going to do that here. Thank you, Belinda. Thank you, Timke. Yes, this color matching. And I looked at the ink, which color is most with the other colors. So a little bit more inking on the edges. That is my second one. And then I think I'm going to do this one here, or shall I do totally different? I think I'm going to do totally different. I do this, use this one also, or is that, oh, that's also nice. You see, I have something in my head, but not totally. So I also big scissors, okay. I use a small scissors, yeah. Then I'm going to use this one. Stay down. This one I'm going to put in the corner, and I'm pressing it down, and I go look if I miss something. Bit of ESMR. I think that was not a. The comment was gone. So, and I think I put thankful then on the bottom of this one. And so you see, you can combine everything with each other. All the great collections you can combine. Thank you, Suzanne. I was asking myself that also, Teresa. What does he mean? But I think it was not a good comment. I don't know for sure. Then I have my last one. And shall I do? No, I want. What shall I do? This was. I want to do it a little bit different. Smaller one? Maybe a smaller one. So now you think she has two of the same, but that's not correct. First wanted to look if the bee was fitting on it, but the bee was not fitting on this. And I make two different ones. A different color combination, so I put the green under it, and here's the green on top, and this one is different. So okay, Sharon. I didn't know what it was. I learned something from you. And then I put the love in the corner of this one. Did I do this one? No, I did not. This one with the inking. And I must say, the color combination, I really love it. I really, really love it. And I don't put them in the pockets yet, because I want the front also from the labels done. And I must prepare my florals first. These ones. Because I did two, but I want three. And I hope you don't mind, it's going to be a little bit later, because I don't go to. 1 hour is too short today. Sometimes you are ready in 50 minutes, and sometimes you need something more time. So now I have here my tool, and I spread them a little. Oh, that's a little bit too much, but okay. And I'm going around the edges, and I bend a little bit in the edges of the florals. Just dip in it. This one also. Then I'm going to, and I'm going to dry them really quick, because they are really wet. Enough. Then I had here don't know how you call it, but I call it the center of the florals. And I gave them a color, you see here, also in the same color range as the ink, but I didn't do it with ink. I did it with my Olo marker, the dark bronze. And I don't use the point, I use the side of the marker. And I make this. I look always to the same color range. That's right, so it's not. Then I'm going to glue this together. I'm working a little bit faster now. So. A stamen, yes, stamen, thank you. Sometimes you know, but you cannot come on the word. Then I have here something I can use to make a hole in it. So. I do a little bit of glue in here. Don't want them too big, too high, because they are coming in my sidekick. And then I bend this on the back. And where is my tool? Here. So. And I have my 3 florals. Then I'm going to look what I want to have on the front. Which one is the front? I think this one. And I have here, first of all, these two. And also one for the other side. So. This was the front, and then I have this piece. This piece I'm going to glue down a little bit in the middle somewhere. I'm eyeballing that. So. I think this is a little bit middle. So this is the, you need to put it in the sidekick. And then I have here also sanded with the same paper as the elements. I'm going to use one, I think. Did two, I think I'm going to use one. And I don't, I have it flat. This is dry already. I think I don't mind. I think I'm going to take my glossy accent this time, because I have not put my glue gun on time. So I do my glossy accents always. Great glue, but the expensive one, so I only glue elements with it. That must be stuck really. So. That's one. smaller one. Put here. The die cut from Tim Hosper. Yes, I missed a new paper. Oh, no. Now this paper is from the Reminiscence books, 6, and the other paper is from, shall I do another one here? Shall I put another one here? Because I have also stamped the tickets that I want to use, or maybe only one. No, this one, I think this one. And then that one on that. So, and then a little bit of glue on here, ticket, put it under here, so. Yes, it fits perfectly. I can do also put one ticket here. Also nice, I think. Why not? And then, do I need some glue? No, I don't need the glue anymore, I think. No. I can put my ATC cards in here. They fit perfectly. And then I have my ribbon. Is my ribbon dry? No, my ribbon is not dry. You see, when it dries, different colors. It's not totally dry, so I dry it a little bit. And then I'm going to close it with my ribbon. And I make a bow, I think. I like that. Yes, shall I cut off a little bit? Don't want to cut off too much because so. And then I can take my sidekick, and I hope it fits. See here my. See, it fits. Really fits in my sidekick. And I must say I love it. And see here, fits perfectly. Now, I was all 4 minutes over the 9 o'clock, so it's not too bad. I hope you liked it. I loved it again to be here. I missed a lot of comments, I think, but sorry. Thank you. And now, oh, I see a lot of nice comments. Thank you. Really, thank you. And I hope the life was not too bad. I had here not any problems anymore in the beginning, but later on not. So now I'm going to clean my mess here, take a picture if I can with this light, because here is evening. I hope you have a nice day, have a nice evening, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.